welcome to the show. Some more Thermomix TM6 content in store today, and I'm staying with a potato theme and cooking some lovely fondant potatoes. We're going to be using the sous-vide function on the TM6 today. If you haven't used it before, you're really missing a trick, so if it's your first time, this is a great opportunity to try it out. We've all seen it on the cooking shows. When you're making fondant potatoes, you're running a risk of them being raw inside and cooked on the outside. Cooking them using a sous-vide function means you're not running the risk of ruining your dish with raw potatoes. They'll be cooked perfectly every single time. Of course, if you don't own a TM6 but you have a sous-vide bath, you can follow along with this recipe exactly the same. All I'll be using today is very simple. It is a couple of potatoes, nearly all varieties work. Alongside with some fresh herbs, I'll be using thyme today, but you could use rosemary or parsley if you wish. And also a couple of tablespoons of butter and some olive oil. Just before we get into it, if you haven't already subscribed, do consider clicking that subscribe button. It really does help the channel. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, let's shape the potatoes here. I'm using a little pastry or cookie cutter. I'm just going to push through the middle of the potato. You do need some brute force sometimes. If you haven't got one of these, you can just shape the potato with a knife. You can cut blocks, rectangles, cylinders, whatever you wish. So today I'm using Maris Piper variety. Seem to get good results from them. So let's just make sure it's carefully in the middle and push through. Lovely. And you've got the offcuts here. You could maybe just throw these in the bin. If you didn't want to throw them in the bin, you could make some, I don't know, crushed potatoes, something like that. But you haven't really got that much waste. But if you are conscious of that, there are other options. So I'm just going to do the other one. Just make sure it's perfectly in the middle or you will struggle. And of course, this is purely cosmetic. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to. Okay. And now we'll finish these off with a potato peeler. I have little or no artistic flair, so do go easy on me. I'm just going to shape these a little bit better than what they are. Just going to hit these quite sorry little things with some salt, pepper, and on the other side just push it in if you can so it sticks. Here I have a vacuum sealer and a pre-sealed sous vide bag. There are a few options if you want to go down the sous vide route, which I hope you will. There's the vacuum sealer, which is a little bit more expensive, and the bags, or you can get pre-made bags with a pump. I'll leave a few options, affiliate Amazon links on the in the video description. So in the bag, make the bag as small as you can, because if you're using the Thermomix, the bowl size is quite small. So you can't really get a lot in it. You could fit 4 potatoes in here quite easily if you wanted to cook for more, but there's just 2 for me. Next we'll go in with 2 tablespoons of butter. Just up the quantities a little bit more if you're using more potatoes. And I'm just going to go in with about a tablespoon or so of olive oil. We shall seal. These are quite a good investment. I mean, if you start sous vide cooking and you see how good the results are, you will use these a hell of a lot. I'm quite concerned that I've made this bag too small, but we'll see how it goes. It's doing nicely, should be all right. Perfect, just big enough. And we'll seal. Now, the morning of your cook, you could bag these up ahead and cook them later. It's entirely up to you. It's always good to get ahead. So they're nicely bagged up, ready for the Thermomix sous vide mode. Okay, very important. If you're going to use the sous vide mode on the Thermomix, you will need the blade cover. I'm not sure whether it comes with the Thermomix. Now, if you buy it, when I bought it, it didn't. I had to order this separate. So you need this to cover the blades or you will burst your sous vide bag. That slips in nicely. I'm just going to go in up to the fill level, the max level, no more, just with some standard cold tap water. Okay, what we're going to do now is pop the lid on. We're going to preheat the water. It's very important when you're sous vide cooking to have the water at temperature before you add your food. I'm going to go as hot as I can possibly go with the Thermomix. If I was using a normal sous vide bath, I'll probably cut these a couple of degrees C hotter than what I've got. So 85 degrees Celsius. Preheat this water. Once it's up to temperature, we'll add our food. Okay, as you can see, that is the temperature I'm requesting, and that is the temperature the Thermomix is actually at, so we're 85, so we're just going to start the motor and pop our potatoes in. Just being careful that water is hot, just submerge them potatoes the best you can. The lid, it does a pretty good job of keeping them in. Oh, by the way, I'm sure you know that the Thermomix TM7 is out. Will you be upgrading? Will you be making a purchase? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Okay, the time is up. Going to carefully remove the bag and move to the next phase again. If you want to cook these later, just pop them in some cold water and into the fridge and bring them out and fry off when you're ready. Okay, I have a preheated skillet pan to a medium-high heat. I'm just going to empty the contents, including the butter and olive oil. We want to hear that sizzle, and all we're going to do is just fry these off for about 5 minutes per side, just keeping an eye on them just to make sure that they are not going to over brown. The beauty of cooking fondant potatoes this way is we know that they're already cooked. All we've got to do is finish them off. Again, are you purchasing a TM7? Are you upgrading? Do let me know, I'm eager to know. And also, where in the world are you watching from? I always like to know. Okay, these have about 3 or 4 minutes per side. As you can see, we've got a bit of colour on either side. Just keep your eye on them again, because they will burn really easily. So all we've got to do now is put them on a plate and give them a try. Pop these to a plate. We've got nice caramelisation on each one, exactly what we're looking for. Let's go over with a little bit of our pan juices and finish just with a little bit of garnish of fresh thyme. And there we have it. Definitely give these a go. If you need any more help or advice regarding sous vide, do shout up. I'm always happy to help. Remember to click that subscribe button and leave a like if you've enjoyed the video. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.